Good evening, SpeedGaming fans, and welcome to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Fall League Candy-Coated Carnage. We're here on Race 2 of Week 3. My name is Lord. How's it going, guys?
Hey, doing pretty good, Fizzle.
All good, Fizzle. Thanks for asking.
Joining me in the booth tonight is Demon RHA as Gocom. And Rock Solid is going to be our reporter in the school, trying to give us updates as they come in. This is the dungeon. How are we feeling about the dungeon? Demon?
I like the dungeon. I got my race in for race 1. It's a very different set of skills. You know, usually it's all about your routing. Routing's out the window here. It's how efficiently can you get down, minimize your box opening, and how well can you remember, oh, where was that staircase because I wiped out.
Yeah. And Rock Solid, how do you feel about Deep Dungeon?
You know, I wasn't very happy with it to beginning, but I've been warming up to it. It's a really different way to play, and it's a quick playthrough. Normally, if you don't catch a nasty nuke on Chaos or something, you can finish under an hour.
Mm-hmm. And so for our parties, we've got 2 characters and we've got 2 nuns. Everyone's got a forced white mage. Our white mage can wield the mighty Excalibur, can wield the mighty Blackshirt. Unfortunately, cannot wield the mighty Ribbon.
Fashion statements are a no-go for our white mages. We got some diversity in slot 1 though. We got a red mage, we got 2 red mages, a fighter, and actually a thief. I really like the thief. I love thief starts on Deep Dungeon because you can run.
Mm-hmm. Thief is going to be real good. That fighter is a little awkward. I noticed earlier when I was checking out the seed that fighters rolled -10 luck, so that thing is definitely not running.
Yeah, I mean, -10 luck on a fighter, and you're forced a white mage, who is like the worst runner you've got, well, tied with a black belt. Let's hope that since we do have tavern recruitment on, that tavern in Canaria has a thief in it, because depending on what's in there, that you can name these things all you want. There's a 50-50 chance you're re-rolling right off the bat, and here we go.
And we're off. Everyone checking inside. Yep. The Deep Dungeon is there. What do we got first? It's a thief. Ooh, and we have an immediate reroll out of Hate the 13th.
Yeah, can't blame Hate there. I might have liked to see him check magic because we got Fire 3, Life 2.
Mm-hmm.
Life 2 slot 4 makes you not as unhappy to have a forced white mage.
Yeah. I can see a lot of strength out of Red Mage for this build, because I can just roll in with Fire 3, Heal 3, and Invis 2. Seems good.
Yeah.
Oh, no ethers out of the first item shop. That is unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate.
And Life Reboot is first in the dungeon. Storming forward. For those not in the know, let's talk about Deep Dungeon real quick. We took that lovely game Final Fantasy 1 and we compressed it into a handy sardine can for easy consumption. We've got this dungeon. It's got 52 floors. Along the way, you'll find some nice and familiar things. There might be alternate exits to any given floor that could take you to towns like Bravoka or Elfland. There might be a tail somewhere, and there might be a Bahamut. Who wants that tail? There might be Grimps with Squint that I just noticed.
Ew.
It's gonna be one of those days.
They also have
indeed.
They also have the 3. Just pointing that out.
Oh my god. So the another good fact about Deep Dungeon, we have a very nice flag on here called Save on Death. So when you die, it saves your progress and all your experience. So you just get to beat your face off these Grimps for like 50 experience a pop.
Life Reboot, first to find another town. Not only is it Pravoka, but there's fighters for sale, and he's decided, you know what, we want all of them.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
Life Exit and Fun Choice Expert in the level 2 shop.
I mean, Deep Dungeon, I don't hate it. You know, you never know. Oh, Brack.
Lit 2 Warp and Brack out of black. This is a stacked level 2. I'm starting to... I would be real unhappy with this red mage if I looked at all that magic.
Yeah. Now, I didn't notice if Provoca is off the beaten path. It doesn't look like it's that far off the beaten path, which is good. So, a big thing here is the towns can vary on what floor, usually within about a 4 to 6, I think about a 6 floor range. And if one of these towns is well off the beaten path, I mean, you just are probably going to miss it entirely.
So, Rubes has also made it to Provoca. Hate now finding Provoca. I think the only person that hasn't made it to Provoca is Fryteeth. Alright, so note to self, the weird big space floor is where Provoca is. Okay.
Yeah. The sky floor is where Provoca's at. It's up north of that double room there. It looks like it's on the way between the entrance and where the actual teleporter going up to the next floor is. So you're gonna pass Provoca guaranteed, which is very nice for our runners.
And shout out to the mastermind behind all of this, Pink Puff, joining us in chat to correct us dummies when we get things wrong. For example, towns are weighted towards spawning in the middle of their ranges rather than the edges. So Provoca, for example, is 2 through 6, so it's probably going to be 4. Could be 3 or 5. Rarely will be 2 or 6.
Yeah. So statistically, they're going to fall in the middle of these ranges, but we're FFR players, and you know we're always going to believe in what we want to believe, and it's always on 6.
Yep, always.
Another couple interesting facts. The gear is going to be very much depending on how deep you are, or how far up or down, depending on which direction you believe the tower goes. You are in the dungeon. So shallow, as you've been seeing, we've been opening 60 gold and potions and daggers -2. The deeper we get, the better that gear gets. Also, with the exception of the ribbons are purposely split up. There's going to be one in the teens, I believe one in the late 20s, and then one in the late 30s to 40s.
Somewhere like that, and Rube's our first person on screen to find the TNT. And I hear you out there saying, hang on a minute, Fizzle, we can't go to Dwarf Cave. We don't need to. On that lobby floor, we have some familiar faces. One of them is kindly Dwarf Merrick, who just wants some TNT, and if you hand him the TNT, he blows open a hole in the dungeon and you can go straight to the 8th floor.
Yes. There are 3 of these incentive items. The TNT will always be on floor 8 or as close to it as possible if you happen to hit a barren floor. We will find the ruby on floor 22 and the crown on floor 36. The only other key item you're going to see out here is the tail. Only problem with the tail is it spawns between 10 and 30 inclusive.
Yeah, tail hunts are a thing. I have tried many a tail hunt in Deep Dungeon. And you would think that the obvious answer is just, well, whatever. You go to the late 40s, you open up a Mazza, you're good to go. Well, about that. Mazzas have a guardian, and that guardian's name is Warmech. So if you open a room and you see that there is a trapped chest, good news, it's a Mazza. Bad news, you got to go through Warmech to get it.
Oh, the problem is, the XP pinata is only 50 to 200.
I mean, that's true.
But nothing's worse than trying to open a Massa and then, getting wiped out by a nuke.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like Fryteeth found Provoca. Gonna pick up bar spells. See about picking up another fighter. Oh no, I've already picked up a fighter, obviously. Oh. Hate taking a little trouble with some gargoyles there. I don't know if they just smacked them a lot or if there was something on that list. Life Reboot picking up our TNT here on this wannabe castle floor.
So one of the fun things about Deep Dungeon is, there's our first ribbon setting, I think, out of Life Reboot.
Yeah, it's right there off the staircase, and you are probably going to check every room, or at least poke your head the door. And if a couple extra steps, hopefully most of our runners take that, because ribbons are still ribbons, even if they're -2.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're the white mage, which is a little awkward. So, I got a question for you. Let's say you're trying to get through Deep Dungeon. Do you try to balance, or do you try to weight towards speed, or do you try to weight towards safety?
It's really trying to balance that knife's edge. I try to go speed as much as possible, especially if the spells have been kind. Like right now, our spells are moderately kind. I mean, we got a Fire 3 sweep at level 1, so that's something. But yeah, the problem, it becomes a problem. Like, you can get down to like 22, 23, and cool, I've got the ruby. But if you've got no spells and you're super low level and you just get ambushed once and you're just constantly beating your head off the, coming straight in, it's a problem. You gotta take those good experience encounters. And that's one thing I like about Deep Dungeon. It rewards you for not knowing only, okay, these are the super high experience encounters, but these are the valuable encounters in this area.
I guess my one other interesting question to pitch your way, because I also, I lean a lot more towards speed. I try to cut out as much optional stuff as possible and just see what kind of bare minimum I can just hit a 50 to 200 chaos with and survive. But following up on that, let's assume that you have your favorite starting party. What are the first classes you want to see in a tavern?
So, first off, I have to have a thief. If I don't, I take a thief off party creation if one's not forced. If it's in the tavern, I'll reroll immediately, like it was here and like we saw Hate do. Past that, it's probably going to be a black mage, because you need a victory condition, and 50 to 200 is one of those things. You roll 50% at 1000 HP chaos, okay, you can nuke it down. You can even maybe fire, 3rd level elemental it down. But if that thing rolls up toward 4k, you're gonna need fast, and you need a guaranteed use of fast. If fast rolls at 8, and you only have red mages, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Thief for the run speed. That is definitely a good call, and a big fan of Black Mage as well, because, yeah, guaranteed fast. But I think there's something to be said for wanting to secure a melee as soon as possible so you don't have to go digging for it. And I'm gonna be the crazy person here. I kinda lean black belt strats in this flag set.
It's a bold move, Cotton, because you don't have as easy way to farm them up. I mean, with a chaos that low, a fast on a 21 black belt will get there. It's just a matter of, you're gonna have to get those hits in, and it's super important to be able to either have a power bonk or lock, just in case chaos gets evasive.
Right. And I am stalling for time because I am attempting to answer a fun question in chat. Who's winning?
Well, I think most of our runners on screen do have the TNT. So the easiest way that you're going to be able to tell who's winning is, if somebody wipes out, how deep can they get? So right now it's a race to see who can get down to 22 and get the ruby. Because that's going to be, okay, I'm not losing 14 floors of progress trying to walk back.
Okay, so just to give everyone a quick update for our scores so far. This is, we're on the 3rd race of week 2, and the scores are updated every night that race is finished, essentially. So let me go down this list, and in first place, we have Faculty, the. That is the team of Dead Pulse, DBS, Jat, and Sir Link-A-Lot. And I'm only going to do top 3 for this, just because otherwise I'd be here for the rest of the run. In second place, 1 point behind them, we've got the Keyboard Cats, which is made up of Crab Cakes, Metagloria, Spellzap, and Zenobian. And then in third place... Who is in third place? 6 points behind them is a Center for Competitive Forfeiting. Players Chadbert, Rubes, Styranus, and Zero Cool. DVS in chat objecting to my pronunciation of his team name. Look, I just read them as they're on the chart. I didn't put them there.
So I just noticed that tigers also have Squint. Now, I'm not a, encyclopedia of the different abilities. Is Squint in the pool twice, or do we have a Medusa script?
Squint is in the pool multiple times. Because the source enemy has 4 copies of it, there are then 4 copies that are distributed throughout skill and spell randomization. Now, it could be the Medusa script, but it could also just be Squint rolled first on 2 different scripts.
Fair. Oh, we've got Elfland. Hey, giving us a look here.
Level 3 white magic is not good. And I missed what level 3 black magic was.
We might see it in a second. Somebody else might get the Elfland.
Or we got Ruse? Question mark?
Yeah, Cure 3.
In level 4, it's a very reluctant Saber. And Life Reboot, I believe first on stream to find the tail.
Oh, wow.
Whether we do anything or not with it is going to be the question.
He's also got a Melmond.
A few of our off-stream runners do have that tail. It's in a room that is very stacked with chests and very close to the exit, so we may see a lot of runners picking that up.
Yeah, that's good. Now, the question is Bahamut going to be on the beaten path down here? Now, Bahamut usually is, I believe, locked down to usually the, late teens, early 20s?
That feels like the range that I see Bahamut at, but I'm almost never digging in that range, so I don't see him very often.
Yeah. Life Reboot's going to be in that range. Life Reboot's in the Melmond, which is, I think, 17 to 23. So, it's going to be we're right in the range here, so the tail and Bahamut are actually pretty close here. This isn't one of those, Bahamut's on 20, tails on 28 situations.
And shoutouts to one of our trackers, Iker, in chat points that Lock and Lock 2 both rolled level 5. Oof.
Ooh.
And Pink Puff correcting us that Bahamut is in the 10 to 30 range, weighted towards 20. And so is the tail. Tail and Bahamut are in the 10 to 30 range, weighted towards 20. So I turn away and I see Life Reboot is down to a solo red mage trying to make its way through a giant encounter. The giants seem to be hitting hard.
Yeah. But we get through. Now it's just a matter of, are we okay? Now the problem here for Life Reboot is that the nearest town. Oh no, wait. I forgot. This is with Tavern Recruitment on. We actually do have a clinic that we can res at.
Ooh, and Fade did in fact roll level 5 and rolled top slot of level 5. So that's going to be good news when we get a red mage there. But Lock and Lock 2 are in the middle slots. So that's bad news for the red mage when we get there. Alright.
So let me forward this question to you, Fizzle. When do you around what floor or what landmark do you start opening chests?
So I feel like I need to rethink how I do this because my strategy at present is I want to try and land 2 of the 3 ribbons. So I start digging around 10 until I get one, and then I start digging around 18 until I get one. I have been wanting all 3 just in case of like turn 1 Bane out of Chaos, but I keep forgetting where the 3rd one is and losing time on that.
That's fair. So it looks like Hates just hit 7 across the party here. Now, the one thing here is, in this flag set, the nuns do gain XP. So these empty slots, when we actually pick somebody up, we're going to have some levels on them. You know, look at Rubes' menu here. Rubes is also pretty well 7 to 8 across the board.
Ooh. Fry Teeth and Life Reboot almost hand in hand picking up the Ruby.
Yeah, that's really the big turning point here, in my opinion, is when you get that Ruby, now you're locked that you're getting to, like, floor 22, and once you get down to 22, the chests start getting better. You start finding, you know, ice armors, flame armors, ice, you know, elemental shield, silvers, maybe even golds once you get down toward 30. This is where you start getting equipment, and you can kind of just the downhill slide. I always feel like 10 to 20 is like trying to climb that hill. Once you get on the backside of about 25, it's just downhill and being able to most efficiently route your experience and your chest opening.
If I recall correctly, also caster items start spawning in like the high 20s range, roughly. The most notable caster items that we could find are defense and the power gauntlet. I know defense spawns way later, but I've heard that the power gauntlet can be in the upper 20s, low 30s range.
I think I pulled the power gauntlet as low as about 32 or 34. Oh yeah, Hate just grabbing that tail as well. It's in the room with the teleporter, so most of our runners are probably going to end up with that.
Probably.
Now the question is, are we going to find the Bahamut?
Question in chat, are these the only 4 racing? Absolutely not. This is our Fall League format. We've got 14 teams. We've got race days for 1 team member per week. We got 14 people racing. We do have 14, right? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 14. I did math on Twitch, don't tell nobody.
But yeah, we have 4 members per team, 14 racers, so you've got a grand total of 56 people, I did math on Twitch as well, racing across each week.
Yeah, ordinarily, like, I know we all have love for the 1v1 formats, but honestly, there's a certain magic to these big group races.
Yeah, I'll definitely say, and especially with our new scoring system that we have, as opposed to Mario Kart, more of a closer clumped bin system, it's definitely kept things a lot more exciting here as we're getting later into the weeks.
Actually, might as well take this time to describe the scoring system real quick, because the finishes are going to creep up on us before we know it. So, the first person finishes. The first person is first, and in the first bucket. From when they finish, other runners have a 1-minute window to also finish. If they also finish, they are also considered in bucket 1 and effectively first place. And then once that bucket closes, we wait. And then when the next person finishes outside of that, they are the first person in bucket 2. There is then a 2-minute window to finish alongside them, effectively also tying bucket 2. And then once that bucket closes, we have bucket 3, which is 4 minutes. When that closes, we have bucket 4, which is 8 minutes. And then I think it concludes at bucket 5?
No, we have a bucket 6.
Okay, so bucket 5 would be 16 minutes, and then after that, if you finish the race, you are in bucket 6 and you get 4 points. If for whatever reason you do not finish the race, it is 0 points. So no frustration forfeits here.
Well, we keep them as limited as possible.
Mm-hmm. Some debate in chat on whether Zap should work on the undead. What are your thoughts?
I mean, why not? I mean, Zap is basically you're sending them to the 4th dimension. It's like, I mean, the spells existed in later games. It's, you know, X Zone, depending on which game you're from. I'm a 6 fan, so that's what it is for me. You're just sending them to another plane of existence.
So, I think I'll take a counterpoint on this. It says exiled to another dimension, but it's time-based magic, right? So if they just get banished back in time, like they're dead, they're ghosts, they just wait. They just wait for a really long time, but they just wait and they're there again. Like, I can see it going either way.
But yeah, if you're set, let's just take the chaos theory here. You send them 2,000 years in the past, they're just going to wander off. They're not going to be in that spot immediately 2,000 years in the future.
I don't know, if I got sent 2,000 years back in the past, like, everything got uninvented, nothing's interesting, there's nobody cool around to haunt, I would be pretty spiteful. I would just sit around and wait. 2,000 years, they'll be back. I'll get them.
And then you'll get zapped again, and you'll be 2,000 years in the past again, and now you, this is why the ghosts hit so hard, they're stuck on a time loop.
Yes, but now there will be 2 of us, and if I just get the Light Warriors to just drain their zap charges, there will be a ton of us. And then we can just Zerg rush them. It's a flawless plan.
Life Reboot come across the second ribbon.
I appreciate the way you derailed me right there.
Oh yeah, we had to.
So
I'm just going to jump in. Sorry,
ahead.
guys. I'm just going to jump here and point out that second ribbon, it is also in a room with the teleporter, so we should see a lot of pickups.
That's really good. So second ribbon means that we've got a fair number of runners in the mid-20s range. Rube's showing us inventory. Rubes has the ruby, so everyone who has the ruby has at least made it to floor 22.
Yeah, also seeing some Zeus gauntlets pop up here, like we said, that you're going to start seeing the beginning of your casting items, your mage sticks, your wizard sticks, your Zeus gauntlets. The wizard sticks are the biggest womp to open in the end deep dungeon, I swear.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that there's only one fiend of the elements that we end up fighting. It's the biggest one. It's the leader of them, but there's only one. So the niche strategies like, well, I could brack a Kraken, well, there's no Kraken. Or, well, I could use this wizard stick on a carry fight, well, there's no carry.
Yep.
So unless it works on Chaos, we don't want it.
Yeah, unless it works on Chaos, you don't want it. Like we said, we saw Exfer. So Exfer and Bane Swords could very well be a thing in the desperation scenario here.
X for Brack, 6%, it'll get you there.
6% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm. So I note Rubes is back in a town, and based... I'm actually not sure if that's a new town or not. Oh, that is a new town. That's our first sighting of Crescent Lake.
Saw X-Ethers for about 900. That's not the worst I've seen them, but it's still not pretty.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a second to talk about the ether system real quick. So, ordinarily, our Final Fantasy 1 has tents, cabins, and houses. Would be great if we ever saw the outdoors, but we're shut in, so we don't. Instead, we have ethers. A regular ether will restore a level 1 and level 2 charge of the person who drinks it. A dry ether will restore a charge of levels 1 through 4, and a X ether will restore 1 of all levels. So you just stack up on ethers as necessary, and when you're down in some deep part of the dungeon, you've already, used all your spell charges on trash, you can just chug ethers, and you'll essentially have done an in rest. Assuming you've got heal magic.
Yeah, the ethers are hugely useful here, especially if you... Level 1 and 2 magic, Canary and Provoca are so important here, because being able to stock up on, 10 gold ethers as opposed to having to spend, 300 on, dries, is when you're not taking a ton of encounters.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of... I do want to add Elflin to that list just because it's got double the number of shops, and because dry ethers are usually so cheap. If you could just secure 1 through 4 and you just buy 60 dry ethers, you're good to go.
Sorry, gentlemen, I'm just going to jump in here. I want to point out that Jat has the crown and is now fighting green Medusas.
Ooh, that is a minimum of floor 38.
Yeah, got the crown, so you've passed 36 and Green Medusa. Now, as we were mentioning, it's about knowing those big experience fights. Green Medusas, as long as they don't have a script, those are some hefty, chunky packs of XP.
Speaking of things we want, Life Reboot, I Spy, has a power gauntlet.
Well, we have a path to victory, as long as we can find a sword. The best thing I've seen so far that's usable was a nice -2, since we don't have anything promoted yet. Well, I don't know, we got a white mage, let's find the next cow. We'll get there.
Heck yeah.
Just want to correct that we have Flame Sword +3 and Ice Sword +3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I read my Blur 6 the wrong way.
It's fine though. We'll just go White Knight strats. It's fine.
I mean, we got Ruse, we can get there even if we don't find a defense sword.
Crab Cakes and Jat also with the power gauntlet. It seems to be a room that a lot of people are checking up high near the staircase leading into the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a door next to the staircase, you're probably gonna check it, like these ones here. Well, here's a quick question for you guys. You're not on a super high floor where you're checking chests, like let's call it 36 plus after you get the crown, where you're actually checking chests for gear. How many steps away from the door is it to be worth it?
If I'm checking, I'm gonna open it, and if I'm not checking, I'm not gonna open it.
I'm more of a 2 vertical steps guy most of the time.
I'm about in that boat. I'll take usually no more than 2 or 3 encounter steps, like off the wall, and I'll be willing to go open it. But, more than that, nah, especially if we're on low floors.
Shoutouts to Iker in chat, noting that Life Reboot has a second power gauntlet, which I believe is notable because I'm pretty sure he's our double fighter dude. And there's his crown. Oh, everything is coming up Millhouse.
Yeah, Life Reboot's in a good scenario. With the correction here from Rock that all of our swords are up and 2 power gauntlets and 2 fighters. This is you don't have to get very high here. I mean, this is one of those weeks. On addition to finishing on time, we also have the lowest time of the week gets bonus points. The lowest level of the week gets bonus points as well. And on a 50 to 200, level 14, level 15 ain't out of the question.
The only hitch in the plan is if I'm running double fighter, double Mazza seems like such a good strategy. But if I go double Mazza, 2 Warmech kills means I'm never getting that low level bonus.
Oh yeah, speaking of dry ethers, they rolled way down. They're like 100 gold. That is so cheap.
Something that Goat's Pirate is drawing our attention to from chat. Look at that warp casting, he says. How good is warp in Deep Dungeon? It turns out it's extremely good because a lot of these proc gen floors spear off in 2 different directions, and those 2 directions can extend kind of a long way. So if you happen to pick the wrong one, all you have to do is warp, and you're back to the center point. You can just go the other direction rather than just having to backtrack through a long floor, 2, 3, 4 encounters. Warp is real good in this flag set.
Yeah, this is one of those times where warp is like 100% and exit's like 0. Negative 100 even.
I see edge case arguments for exit if we're floor 36. We just got the crown. We have one person left alive. They don't have life, but they do have exit. Exit res, go back in. That's about the only edge case I can kind of see for it.
Yeah, at that point you're saving, seconds off of just wiping and getting it over with. But I
Yeah.
guess if the encounters are kind of annoying and just casting like cure, like heal 3 or something. Alright, so life reboot. We're doing pretty well here. We're like 17 across the party. Looks like we're taking some encounters and healing up in Gaia. I'm not unhappy with this. I think we're trying to get some more more charges.
We're at Gaia, so we're real close to 40.
Looks like hate's at 18 across the board.
A look at white magic shows... Okay, so we had level 2 life. That's good for red magic. I'm basically just trying to figure out red magic based on the magic that we see. And there's Hate the 13th's crown.
Hey, there you go. There's the exit. And we're going back to 8?
We want a town.
But we just exited. There was a town right there.
We want a very specific town. Maybe we wanted one of the other towns.
Yeah, I think we were looking for Provoca.
Provoca's backwards. We're heading forward.
Well, no, we went on 1. We went back to 1.
Okay, yeah. We're looking for Provoca then.
Which is right here.
Oh yeah, chat pointing out one of the other fun flags we have for this flag set. Lefane. Lefane has seen some great remodeling over the months. First they brought in an inn and a clinic, and everyone cheered. Now they've decided to expand the magic store. No longer is it a single level 8 spell from each school of magic. Now it is all of levels 1 through 6 and the on-rack level 7 shop, as well as their single level 8 shops. They've got everything except the magic you can find in Gaia. So no 2 spells of level 7 and no 3 spells of level 8.
Yeah, speaking of the Superstore, Velik is there right now, by and large, doing the shopping in bulk. Also, we have a Katana +2 sighting, so that's pretty exciting for everybody who took a thief. The only problem is nobody, at least that I'm watching off stream, nobody has seen Bahamut.
Awkward.
Bahamut's just AWOL. He's hiding in a corner room on a floor that nobody's gonna go diving for.
He's really good at hide and seek.
Cardia hide and seek champion, 2,000 years running.
Crabcakes just dropped a Flame Sword +3 to pick up a Vorpal Sword -2.
But do we have a Vorpal blessing on somebody?
I think the Black Mage can swing the X-Cal. The White Mage can swing the X-Cal, but as far as I know, I haven't seen the Blursting for the Vorpal.
So we've got Pro Capes -2 for sale. Not great, but for your mages is better than nothing.
That leads me to another question. What gear do you absolutely want to see purchasable? Like, what gear are you going to go out of your way to dig for to try and find at a shop?
Depends on the party comp. If I've got a fighter, I'm looking for the highest rolled of the ice or flame armor and shield. And then past that, I'm looking for the golds. If I find the pro rings, great. Anything else is just butter. Pro capes, don't need them, but I want them. Pro rings are a little bit more necessity just for the death protection.
Guys, Velik's screen is getting very interesting. He just found a Masamune +1 and is fighting Warmech right now.
Oh.
Ooh.
So there is going to be a box with an X here on stream somewhere.
Also, so it's hard to tell with some of these floors because a lot of them kind of end up looking the same after a while, but I could swear we had 3 runners all on the same floor for a second there.
Velik just made it out of the fight. He has the Masamune, and by the way, also has 3 ribbons.
Ooh. There was an Aegis Shield. Unfortunately, we're not promoted.
It's a very fancy dinner plate.
Other notable pickups, Rich Bork found the defense sword -2. Good to use for those ruse casts.
Oh yeah, there's a defense sword out there. That's going to make any of our fighters really happy if we got a Punch Happy Chaos.
So at this point, Life Reboot is steps ahead of Hate the 13th. Fryteeth is about a floor behind, Rubes is about a floor behind. Question in chat, did anybody promote? Nobody on stream has promoted, and it sounds like nobody off stream did either.
Yep, not yet.
Sandworms, 2 flavors of dragons.
Damages are nice.
Sandwiches are nice. Steaks are nice. Even wings are nice in this flag set.
Honestly, I'll take most anything that's worth experience as I charge through, because I'm gonna get my black belt to 21 somehow.
Yeah.
Greglipuff going with a black mage and a white mage 2-man strat. Seems to be struggling a little bit, like you might expect.
I can't help but wonder if that's not necessarily a 2-man strat, but that's a where is my gosh dang tavern strat.
Yeah, probably looking for a specific tavern. Might be looking for that black belt.
Because
I
unfortunately,
haven't seen one yet.
Because it's worth noting, ordinarily when we have tavern mode, we just kind of let everyone go hog wild, do whatever you want, replace whoever you want. In this flag set, the tavern can only replace nuns. Once you have a character there, you're stuck with them.
Yeah, Gregley's taken wipes. He's using a teleporter off to the right. I think that's the Astos teleporter, which is the crown. So he's made it down to those deep floors. Doesn't have a lot of HP on those 2 mages, and is just running deep.
Oh, was that an Opal Cheerio +1 that we just saw on Life Reboot?
It sure was, because we just saw it on Hate the 13th.
Oh.
Hand-holding strats, super strong. Always bring an accountability buddy when you go into the deep dungeon.
I mean, Opal Cheerio, if we can get that Massa 1, these strats can be on point here.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the different approaches that everyone's taking. It's really a mixed bag. Off stream, we've got people running 2-man compositions. We've got people running 4-man compositions. We've got people leaning into the Fade casters. We've got people who are hanging their entire hopes on a melee. It's all over the place.
Question in chat, have we seen Nuke? So that brings up a far more interesting question of what is our black magic potential going into this endgame. I don't recall seeing Nuke.
Nuke is at level 6.
Have we seen Fast and Temper?
Temper we have, but I didn't get the level on it. Fast I have not seen yet.
This is awkward. Because, like, ordinarily it's, Oh, chat correcting us. Fast was level 3. Okay. So, alright, Fast is fine. Ordinarily you want, like, either Fast or Nuke. And then just hope for the best.
I think Temper is at level 6 as well.
We got Power Gauntlets. I think Temper's out the window at this point if it's at 6, but we got Fast. That's important.
And we have Fade, which chat says it's as good as Nuke 80% of the time, but I still refer to it as Dollar Store Nuke.
Wish.com nuke.
Yeah. We have Nuke at home.
Crabcakes making a play for the Masamune +1. Crabcakes has been hanging her hat on a two-man strat, fighter and red mage since almost the very beginning.
I've always found it interesting going with like the two-man strats. Because of the way that nuns get XP, if you still have nuns, there's not really much of a point. I mean, maybe you're saving seconds per action per fight, but I mean,
I think so. If you were to commit to a two-man strat, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Crabcakes is doing this, you just get whatever other two warm bodies exist, and then you Dan them immediately, and then truck on as an actual two-man rather than two with like the two still getting soaked.
yeah.
That's pretty much what Crabcakes has done. Crabcakes did pick up a thief as soon as possible, but almost immediately Dan the thief, and not long after that the white mage too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting because we do have both Frightheat and Hate on stream only with three-man comps still.
Hate, I wonder if he just missed the boat on whatever tavern he wanted, and it's too late to correct.
Oh no, the Gershark Snow Techno. We've got trance going on.
I just wanted to point out on the discussion of party compositions, we do have Sho Fukumachi with a three-man since the beginning, has never picked a fourth character, and Rich Bork with the two-man since the beginning has never picked a third and fourth character, which is going to be hurting them because they're losing experience if they do it that way.
Yeah, nuns gaining experience is an important flag when you try and figure out like how you're going to do two-man strats, I think. Although there's Life Reboot, first to find Chaos hanging out in a room with his mage stick and his soft potion.
Okay, let me know when that fight's over, because Jat's also on Chaos right now.
Oh, you gotta... Time to go, Life Reboot. Just fire hose the heal pots. And... Quick magic check, make sure we got our strategy in order. Chug some X-Ethers. And... Nope, there's a couple more X-Ethers.
You've got to take your time here, because if you wipe here, it's 16 floors.
And engage. We are opening with Power Bonk and some Power Bonk. No, wait, a white shirt with some Invis 2 and some Invis 2. We're going to get Evade Capped in 2 rounds. Power Bonk going off, incoming melee for 120. Party's going to get to 3 stacks of 6. But we're going to have to wait a minute. Round 2. Here we go. Time for Bonk. A little bit more Bonk. Some Invis 2 and a heal 3 just to top us off. Invis 2 goes off. Party is at 4 stacks of 6. Power Bonk goes off. Incoming Fire 3. Not doing a heck of a lot except to that white mage, but I suspect that is the extra member of this party. Heal 3 goes off. Power Bonk goes off. More Bonk. More Bonk. And some Invis 2 and a little bit more heal 3 while that white mage is still upright. Heal 3 goes off. It's going to be good for the white mage's health, although we only get to 220, so I suspect that is as high as it goes. Slow 2 goes off, sticks to that first fighter. Do we have fast? We sure don't have fast, but we got a different knight. 2 hits 33. Uh-oh, we need more than that. Fade for 123. Incoming stun, doesn't connect. This fighter's going to have to bonk for justice. Fade goes out for 238. Double swing. Double fade. First swing goes out. 1 hit 32. Incoming lightning 3. Takes out the white mage, so we're down a Fade caster. 2 hit 79. This is awkward. I feel like Fade was doing our heavy lifting. That Fade was 296. More swings. 1 hit, 1 damage. Incoming nuclear. This is uh-oh time. Those were some big, chunky, nasty rolls. Outgoing Fade for 83. Thanks, Fade. Good job. Heal 3 time? No, we're going all offense. Fade goes out for 123. Incoming punch. Misses. Outgoing swing. 2 hits 16. How about another swing? 1 hit for 128? I think that was 3 digits. We're on a fade. Let's try fire 3 strats. 4 hits for 541. And a miss. Incoming fire 2 does fire 2 things, but takes out the red mage because we don't believe in healing. Incoming punch misses. 3 hits for 183. Down goes Chaos. Life reboot finishes. First on stream with a race time, GG time of 47 minutes and 30 seconds. That is good enough for 3rd place.
Yeah, while all this was going on, we had quite a few Chaos fights almost simultaneously, but the big news is Velik's screaming finish at 41 minutes and 52 seconds, far ahead of the rest, followed very quickly by Crabcakes. I mean to say that Crabcakes was at 47 minutes and 16, so almost 6 minutes behind, but then you have Life Reboot right behind her, and some other runners off-stream coming in as well in that high 40s mark.
Yeah, so we had Velik come in 41.52, absolutely blistering pace. Is going to have bucket 1 to himself. Crab opened up bucket 2 at 47.16, and Life Reboot just slipped right in behind 14 seconds later. Is going to be comfortably in bucket 2.
We've got Fry Teeth on Chaos. We did some party jiggling. In comes the Nuclear. Nuclear pretty devastating to Light Warriors across the board so far. Invis 2 doing Invis 2 things. I was looking elsewhere, so I don't know where we are with stacks, but we're not capped because we're still doing them. Here comes some heal 3, here comes some bonk, ink, doing ink things. We're just going to bonk this warrior until it does what we want it to do. Invis 2 going off. At a minimum, we're at 3 stacks of 6. We're going to go for a 4th stack, some more heal 3, and a test swing. Invis 2 goes off. Incoming punch misses. That seems good. Heal 3. Gonna undo some of the damage of that Nuclear earlier. That looked like a Mazza. 3 hits, 270. Seems good. Wait, swing. 1 hit, 160. Oh, we found another Nuclear, and it does absolute damage to this party. But we don't believe in healing, so we're gonna go with Fade strats. Fade goes out for 230. Incoming Inferno takes out the White Mage. That was our dedicated healer. Another bonk for Justice. Are we going offense? We are. Fade goes out for 90. Thanks, Fade. Nuclear. We're just full of Nuclears today. Mazza, can you take us home? 2 hits, 42. Chaos is still there. Let's try this again. 3 hits, 478. Chaos is still there. And a crit through evasion. Fry Teeth is back to start. Oh no. Fry Teeth, no.
Triple Nuclear Chaos. Feels bad. And he even had the mass. He even went through that Warmac.
We're joined in chat by our on-stream winner, Life Reboot. How's it going, man?
Hi. It's going well, thank you.
Deep Dungeon. How'd it go?
Pretty good. I think I fractured my finger earlier today. I have them taped up. I still performed really well. I'm proud of myself.
I mean, playing while injured is quite the swag move, so I tip my cap to you for that.
So, what'd you think of the seed? It seemed like at least the item to layout seemed pretty friendly with all those ribbons being around the way.
Yeah, I've practiced Deep Dungeon only a little bit. Tonight was the first night that I learned that items like the crown, TNT, they're going to be on specific floors. So today's the first day that I started counting floors. So that was new to me, but I was relieved when I found that crown. And worst case scenario, I can at least get back to that floor. But the thing I've learned from other practice seeds where I wasn't counting floors is the best thing that you can do is not need to retrace your steps. If you can survive the first encounter with Chaos and survive your trip down, that's the best thing for time save.
Want to give a brief update. So we've been having some stream difficulties with Rubes all night. We have confirmation that he has finished off screen. We're gonna see if we can get him in here as well. He finished, for the record, he finished at at 49 minutes and 3 seconds, good enough for 4th place and opening up bucket 3.
Well, actually, 4903 is gonna still fall in bucket 2.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the end of bucket 2, because bucket 2 would have been open until 49.
Oh, you're right.
16.
49
so he
16.
slides in.
So so Rubes is in bucket 2 as well. Good catch, good catch. Yeah. GG Rubes. So, Life Reboot. Walk me through the idea behind Double Fighter, because you're the only person on screen to go that path.
Alright, obviously I started with Red Mage because AoE magic early game is very good. You can pick up melees on the way. Once I saw the fighter, I was just like, let's commit. I tend to find either defense power gauntlet or power gauntlet. Maybe a ribbon or two. I think if I grab 2 fighters, this will be a good strat. And I was very comfortable with it. Even if one goes down, then you 3-man the rest of the trip down if you need, right?
Mm-hmm. And I looked away, and I look back, and I see Hate the 13th and Fryteeth dueling it out on Chaos, and as I open my big mouth, a nuclear takes out Hate the 13th. Fryteeth still going with Invis strats. We have a new Ablative Meat Shield standing at the front. We're going to go with healing. We're going to try and heal up some of the damage that I assume was caused by a nuclear, and I think I'm right because there's the ink. Let's try Mazza Swing. 4 hits, 449. The fight continues. We're on triple weight swing. Mazza, can you get us there? 4 hits, 362. Nope. Incoming punch doesn't do anything. Let's try this again. 2 hits, 169. We're going in the wrong direction. Slow 2 deflects off the side of the Ablative Meat Shield, protects the damage dealer. Fade goes out for 109. Incoming punch misses. Outgoing Fade for 94. Thanks, Fade. 3 hits for 242. Chaos still there. We're done trying Fade strats. It only ever does under 100 anyway. Let's try a Mazza Swing. 4 hits, 229. Chaos still there. We got a couple more Fades left. We're going to see if we've advanced the RNG enough. 4 hits for 227. Chaos still there. Fade for 276. Thank you, Fade. And Chaos goes down. Fryteeth finishes in 8th place with a time of 54:40. Finishing ahead was Gouda with 49:37, Jet 29:80 at 49:42, Papa Ducks at 53:28, and then 8th place Fryteeth 54:50.
Yeah, unfortunately, with Gouda opening up bucket 3 at 49:37, Fryteeth is going to finish just a little bit outside of there, and will be opening up bucket 4.
Quick update, we do have Gregory Puff, who has decided to pick up some fighters, is now finding some traction and is actually on Chaos right now, simultaneously with Rich Bork, also fighting Chaos with a 3-man strat, Red-White Fighter.
So Hate the 13th, making the trek through the final part of the dungeon again. It's 36 to 52. Is it 52? Pretty sure it's 52. The dungeon ends at some point. You run out of stairs and there's a Chaos somewhere on the floor. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah, you just keep checking for rooms until you find either stairs or an NPC. That's how it goes. Who needs to count?
I mean, I've only got 5 fingers. How am I supposed to get higher than that?
Gregory Puff has taken out Chaos and finishes in 9th place with 57 minutes and 12 seconds. And Rich Bork right behind him, only a few seconds behind, at 57 minutes and 15 seconds, so 3 seconds behind Gregory.
GG's to them. Hate the 13th crossing level 22, which is oddly high for this flag set, I think.
Usually, yeah, but triple nuclear Chaos, depending on how the RNG treats you. I mean, Life Reboot, did you even see any of that? Like Chaos with 3 nuclears?
I think I saw one, so I got very good RNG, but you're absolutely right. In this flag set, basically expect Chaos to have nuke, and that's why I go all offense in my fights. I mean, you throw up the evasions as fast as you can, but once you start going, you just don't stop. Don't stop to heal. Just keep throwing whatever you can at it because you cannot wait for another nuclear to come out, right?
Oh yeah, you on this scaling, you just have to, go. You can't just sit on it behind because eventually chaos will catch up to you. So hate
Yeah,
on
the
the
name of
long
the-
track.
The name of the game for these, I feel like, is it's a sprint, not a marathon. If you can't get there before Chaos finds the bad things in the spell list, like, you're in trouble.
But luckily, most of these late floors are having very friendly stair layouts. As I say that, and hey, gets unfortunately a little bit behind here.
Notable development off stream, Shofu Komachi is the only person in this race to promote.
Ooh.
Ooh, where was Bahamut buried? Like way off in the corner, I'm assuming?
I didn't see the actual promotion take place. I just looked back and he's got the promoted sprites.
Mhm.
Right now, Sho is actually just doing a little bit of shopping in Crescent. Sho, JLo, and Danny. JLo is also actually JLo is just back at the very beginning right now, Corneria, and it looks like Danny is doing some menuing. Let's see if she's at Chaos. I'm thinking she might be since she's she's healing up.
And as an update, Fryteeth has declined an interview, so we get to hang out with Life Reboot some more. And I get to think up more questions for you, like, what malice at the start is the one thing you don't want to see in this flag set?
Probably the minus ribbon on your forced white mage. I think that's what happened. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. He was sort of the dedicated healer in my chaos fight, and naturally, he's the first one to fall down.
Yeah.
I never saw fast. I'm curious if anyone saw it.
Chat says it was level 3.
Okay, I never saw Elflin.
Oh, okay.
Danny is on Chaos right now, going with basically Invis and Nuke strats to start things off. She actually has a fighter rainbow party.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, the fighter looks to be swinging the ice +3 and is not doing much damage.
So hey, interestingly enough, taking some blue dragons here. I just call that interesting because we ran from like 2 or 3 Gurmadusa encounters. Or was that unrunnable?
Oh, I didn't notice if it was unrunnable or not, but at this point, if I'm starting to have concerns about levels, I would probably take some encounters on the Chaos floor.
Wait a minute, are unrunnables even on in this flag set?
I think so.
You'd think I'd remember, I just ran this.
I don't think I've seen them. I've practiced about 6 or 7
Maybe
seeds.
they're
I don't think I've seen an unrunnable yet.
I'm getting my deep dungeon, my SGLs mixed up.
So let's do Chaos Fight Part 2. We've got Invis 2, we've got White Shirt for Invis 2, we've got Defense. So that knight is at 4 stacks of 6, the rest of the party at 2. Heal Helmet doing heal helmet things. Let's try some more Invis 2s. And what are we gonna do with this Black Mage? I believe that was Lock. Heal Helmet going off. Doing good to band-aid some of our health. Lock goes off, Invis 2 goes off. Party at 3, Knight at 5. Incoming Fire 3. does a number to that white mage, unfortunately. Outgoing swing, 3 hits, 3 damage. Let's try some Cure 4. I think this is the first time we're seeing Cure 4 being used on stream. And we're going to fast that night. 3 hits 3 out of the Mighty Thief, 4 hits 15 out of the Mighty Fighter. Fast goes off after the nick of time. The incoming punch misses, and the Cure 4 goes off. So far, so good for this Chaos fight. Let's try Temper strats. I hear those are in season. 4 hits, 115. Invis 2 going off, Temper going off. Slow 2 dings the Thief, but that's not the one we're concerned about. 6 hits, 145 out of the Fighter. Seems good. Are we going to counteract the slow? Or are we just going to continue tempering? We're going to continue tempering. 5 hits, 74 out of the Fighter. The slow Thief is on heal helmet duty. Stun, ineffective. Temper goes off. Temper, very bad turn order so far. Fade for 182. Seems fine. Let's try some Fade. And we're going to flip to Nuke strats. We're done trying to buff. Let's just dump out some spell damage. Nuke for 126. Single hit for 50. Fade for 117. The Mighty Fighter, 4 hits, 70. Here comes the Nuclear. Bad news for the Thief and the White Mage. We're going to Cure 4 that Thief, just in case. And we're going to continue tempering. Cure 4 goes off. Temper goes off. Incoming Lightning 3. Finishes off the White Mage. We're out of healing. It's time for damage. 6 hits, 636. Team's good. Swing and a miss from the Thief, but it's slow, so that's fine. The final Temper doesn't go off before the swing. 8 hits for 347. Fire 2, doing Fire 2 things. Thief, what do you got? Missed. Oh well. Temper goes off. Double swing, and we got no nukes, we got no tempers. We're just going to Lightning 3 chip damage. 1 hit 1 out of the Thief. Fighter gets in, 5 hits, 682. Down goes Chaos. Hate the 13th finishes at a time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 9 seconds. That's good enough for 11th. Finishing in between was Gregly Puff and Rich Bork at 57-12 and 57-15. Dang.
Stupid radioactive chaos.
Is that a hate 13 that I hear?
Grump, grump, grump. Stupid chaos.
GG's, dude. How's it going?
Yeah, it could be going better, it could be going worse, you know. Yeah, that minus ribbon sucked.
Yeah. That was the big oof of the seed, I think, is everyone having a white mage with no ribbon. And it looked like Wall was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Wall was probably level 8 Gaia, because that was the places I didn't check, and that was one of the spells I didn't find.
Mm-hmm. So, walk me through the seed. You start with a white mage, and it can't have a ribbon. How do you start to correct?
Crying, screaming, and then weeping. And then...
All tried and true.
Yeah, and then starting off by taking a thief, because running is very important to me with these flags. And then finding that the thief was available in Corneria and just resetting right out of it.
Worth noting, you were the only person to reset and remake the party after seeing the tavern. I loved it. I thought it was a great idea that you started with, you voluntarily picked the thief. Well, if you could just buy one, you can voluntarily pick something else. It was a super heads up move.
Yeah, and I mean, seeing that -4 max MP on the Black Mage hurt me very deeply, but that's what ethers are for.
That's true.
Too bad I never found a place to buy X ethers.
Who needs them?
Nuke and Fade needed them, but And yeah, the reason I stopped and killed those 2 blue dragons, that was purely I'm grumpy. You showed up. I'm going to punch you now.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I will fully admit that was just a spite kill.
So, I guess my only other question for you is, when you started, so you took 2 mages and you landed the thief. Was there a specific 4th class you had in mind?
Ideally, I was actually looking for another Black Mage. because damage. Instead, I ended up just going with that fighter because, hey, you're available. Great, get in my party. I've even got some armor and a ribbon for you.
Yeah, all seems straightforward. Demon RHK, do you have any questions?
So, compared to your practice seeds, outside of the chaos here, the rest of it, how did it go? Because one of our comments we kept coming up with both for our on-stream and off-stream runners here was all of the items that you would want showed up in very convenient places. Ribbons, right off the staircase, on the way to the same room as the staircase down. Same with like the power bonk, stuff like that.
This was about average, I think. I mean, that being said, I've run like 30 of these things or 25 of them as practice seats because I just legit enjoy these. So I'm a little skewed.
That's fair. Rock, did you have any questions?
No, unfortunately I couldn't watch this on-stream runners because I've been watching all the off-stream ones. But GG's to you, Hate the 13th. Great to get a finish, and this has been a challenging flag set for everybody. So props to you for making it in just over an hour.
Yeah, I really wish I'd been quicker on that one, but I don't know. My menuing was sloppy tonight. I noticed I mismenued quite a bit, and then I noticed I was mismenuing and got in my head and was like, okay, this is going bad now. But, well, things happen. Just gotta move on.
I will point out just Danny is actually back to Chaos. She took a wipe. As Hate the 13th, you finished Chaos. Danny was actually on that fight at the same time, but she didn't make it through. She took a wipe and she's back now, and it looks like the fight's going a little bit better, but she did lose her Black Mage already, so it's going to be interesting to see if she can get the finish.
Go, Danny, go!
Hey, you can do the thing. So, I think with that, we're going to just round this out and start heading for final thoughts. And I think we'll start with our first place on-stream finisher, Life Reboot, final thoughts.
Hi, quick thank you to everyone involved, and GG to Hate 13. Good job, all the runners, and if you like what you see, I've been part of this community for almost 2 years now. It's been a real blast. Come to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, join the Discord. We'll get you started teaching you how to play.
And Hate the 13th, final thoughts.
Join us. Come with us. We will teach you secrets of this place. No, seriously though, thank y'all for doing the talkie, and thanks to Rock Solid for trying to keep his eye on the other 10 runners off screen, because I know that gets real hectic. And thanks to SpeedGaming for letting us build out their channel for the past hour or so.
Our field reporter, Rock Solid, final thoughts.
Yeah, just want to say this was a really fun race to watch, and I've got jitters because I haven't had the chance to run it myself yet. But it's pretty inspiring to see so many people run this and finish so tight. I think it's a testament to the skill that we have in this community, and I'm just in awe. So to all the runners out there, you're really killing it, and it's really fun to be a part of it, but it's also really fun to watch.
Demon RHK, final thoughts.
Just want to echo, thanks to especially the runners for putting on a heck of a show here for us, especially with how nasty the end of that turned out with Chaos. To SpeedGaming for hosting us, and definitely to Fizzle here for doing the heavy lifting on comms, and Rock for doing all the hectic off-stream, tracking of 9 runners. Both to our trackers behind the scenes as well. You guys, keeping us straight as far as everything goes. Come join us on the FFR Discord. We'd love to have you. We've got a Duckling Derby coming up in a few months. Just get your feet wet. You'll be running these big dungeons in no time.
And before we close out, I just want to give a big special shout out to our trackers of the night, Iker and Budgemano. tracking is a stressful job, and it's even more stressful in Deep Dungeon. They did a great job keeping us straight. Join us tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern for Race 3, Week 3. More hot Deep Dungeon action. Until then, for everyone in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, for everyone on SpeedGaming, my name is Lorfin Borfin, and we will see you next time. Have a good night, everyone.